What on earth is that? It's a Journey into Comics Network production!
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
Brought to you by the power of the Journey into Comics Network. This is the Journey into Comics podcast, the show that's 100% dedicated to everything nerd. With your hosts, the Podfather, Nate Phillips, the Podmaster, Brandon Stone, and the Journey into Comics Network stepdad, Tyler McLaughlin.
Time to make the chimichangas.
30 seconds.
Hey,
Excellent!
Finally. What did you do? Oh, Fred. And here we go.
Can somebody tell me what kind of a world we live in where a man dressed up as a bat gets all of my press? This town needs an enema.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Journey into Comics. It's JIC 309. As always, I am your host, Nate. Today, joining me back once again, you know him and love him every single week right here on Journey into Comics. He is the stepdad of the Journey into Comics Network. Welcome back once again, slapping down a Natterday. How's it going, TY?
We're getting fucking fruity in this bitch today because this is COVID America, and I fucking hate it.
The United States of COVID, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been
pedophiles. Don't forget those.
Because you can care about both terrible things at once. God damn it!
But
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
One, you're an asshole. That's what I've learned today. If you care about either COVID-19 or pedophilia, and not either one of them equally, or the one that everybody else cares about, you're an asshole.
Like how you should treat our Journey into Comics co-hosts. You should also, with love and respect, treat our other co-host today, joining us back yet again from the Game Addicts podcast and Journey into Comics and the OGs. Brando, how's it going, brother?
Buddy, I wish I could tell you that it's been good. But I'm here. I'm here to help celebrate this podcast. I'm here to share some laughs, get my mind off of the BS that's going on, just as Tyler was talking about different issues going on in the world. There's some hitting a little close to home to me, and it's been very difficult. I've been scheduled myself to do a podcast for Game Addicts, and I have not been in the right mindset. You know, Nate, you know this. If you're going to do a podcast by yourself, there's almost like a psych up part to it where you're going to sit down and you've got to entertain an audience of no one immediately. But I have been not there for that. So hopefully soon I can at least sit down here with you, and you guys here can at least cheer me up a little bit, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Well, I mean, you know, you guys told me about all the bad, terrible, shitty news that's been happening in your worlds, and now I feel like kind of like the asshole because like I kind of had a decent time this weekend. Like things were kind of cool for me, so we went on vacation to house sit for Veronica's mom, and you know that first night was really relaxing and very nice. The second night was crazy because, as you guys also experienced, gnarly fucking storms rocking the Midwest. And how did it hit and affect you guys? Because I do have a very interesting and kind of ridiculous story to tell about the storm that crushed us on Monday.
It was almost non-existent here.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It got dark.
Wow.
It got dark. It got windy. My lights flickered but never went out. Yeah, like it wasn't that bad here.
Uneventful. Damn.
Yeah,
so
uneventful.
okay, so mine was not uneventful. You know, it's Monday. We've got Ollie and I are playing in like the main living room of Veronica's mom's house, which is this like giant lake house. And V goes, "Hey, before the storm hits, do you guys think we should get the wind chimes and stuff in? Because they said like the wind gusts could be up to 100 miles an hour." And I was like, 100-mile-an-hour winds? You know what? Usually these fucks get it wrong. So we'll go out there. We'll just like mosey our way out. So we play for a few more minutes and then we go to grab some wind chimes. And no more do we step outside, dude. It starts like immediately like pouring buckets of rain. The wind pushed me backwards 3 feet, which I've never experienced before in my life. Like it shoved me. And then boom, my hat flies off into the nothing space. Wind takes it, gone forever, or so I think. And I'm like, fuck, that was my Groot hat. I was so really devastated and pissed. And like the lightning's happening. Then the sirens start going off and it's like chaos. So a bunch of the shit on the deck got blown all over to the places. And I'm like, oh man, this is not cool at all. So as the storm's still carrying on, I happen to just be like, maybe my hat didn't blow away. Maybe I should look before it gets too crazy and really does blow away. Maybe it's close and I can get it before, it gets too wild. Luckily enough, it didn't blow away. It blew into a different space. I grabbed it. It was nice, but it was like an out of nowhere, super fast storm. Chicago got hit really hard. A lot of places were without power, stuff like that. But all in all, the vacation was pretty nice, but I felt like so tired and relaxed from my vacation. I said this, I was like, I feel like we need a vacation from the vacation, like just to recoup from the vacation. But no, it was really nice. And like I said, I feel like an asshole that I have to say all these nice things that were fun when you guys have had a less fun experience. But Brando, where should we even start today, man? I don't even know where to kind of begin in all this madness.
So this week has not been a very good week for me.
Sure.
Mentally, emotionally, a lot of different stuff going on. And one of the first things today that made me laugh out loud was issue 3 of Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're going to start with the review. You know what? We keep saying, we're going to be doing more reviews. We're going to be, this is called Journey into Comics. And we're going to introduce the review segment every single week that we're all on. And so why not kick it off and get it right out of the way in the beginning? That way the people who are really excited to hear like the next few parts of this, or maybe they're reading along with us, can join along, and then we can hit all the extra bonus stuff after we get the reviews done. And maybe I'm not sure about what you guys feel about that, but I think maybe going forward, if we have a review to do, maybe we just kind of like, we say our hellos and do our intro here, and then we just try, we get right to it. Unless there's like major earth-shattering stuff going on, like
the Schumacher cut has been released.
Schumacher cut. Oh my God, it's here.
Jugger Duck is coming to theaters.
Jugger Duck is getting his own MCU.
Yes, he is.
Film. And damn it, I'll be right there day one.
It's now the Jugger Duck cinematic universe. The MCU no longer exists.
And also last week,
JDCU.
Last week, I made a joke about like what it would sound like if Jugger Duck himself just quacked himself, like ripping somebody apart, and it was like this monstrous quack. I think it would be funnier if it was just a normal quack. Quack. So he's like smashed the wall. And then you get that big, long, dramatic turn when he saves somebody, and he's so monstrous. He turns and you just see the bill. I love it.
He's quacking while he's walking, because you know how they're doing that.
They walk, dude. If he can run and plow through walls and do everything, but if he's just gonna walk, he has to waddle. I'm saying.
Because he can't like run fast or get anything until he gains momentum, right? He is the Jugger Duck. Bitch.
And you know what? If there is a Jugger Duck film, mark my words, it'll put Endgame to shame.
I'm there for a Jugger Duck movie.
I have a lot of time for Jugger Duck movie. Tell you what, Jugger Duck has now become like my new favorite Marvel. We need a full series. We need a full 6-issue series for Jugger Duck. We need a full origin story for Juggerduck. Even though they give you a little
Yes.
synopsis, we need to see how Howard himself
Got the gem. Yes.
how we need to find out how the duck meets the jugger, okay?
Well, I think there's a lot of truth to wanting to see more kind of behind the veil for these characters, because I went ahead in preparation for today, and because I couldn't contain myself anymore. I went ahead and finished the series.
I haven't read the Thanos Legacy issue 1 that we found out, but I haven't done that one yet, but I finished the 5-issue series.
I finished the 5-issue series. I read the Thanos issue, and then I started to read Guardians of the Galaxy 1 from 2019, because that continues the story. You know, when we started talking about what series, what issues we were going to review, I picked this one as a shot in the dark. You know, it's like it's a combination of two of my favorite characters in the MC or in the Marvel universe. You know, what could go wrong here? And this has been one of the most enjoyable series that I have read in my adult life. It's witty. The plot is incredible, I think, anyway.
Could you do you like the fact that this almost comes across like a Deadpool story, but it's
Absolutely.
not a Deadpool story? I like it more that it's not a Deadpool story, because if it was Deadpool, you'd be more like, well, okay, this is Deadpool.
You
But-
expect it.
Chimichangas,
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have your shtick, but the
Right.
fact that it's not, but still has that flavor, I really enjoy that.
Well, and I really like this take on the character too, because anytime that Frank Castle is speaking, when he's doing his monologue,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it can't get any worse than everything that I've experienced in my life. That's the take that this Frank Castle has on everything. It can't possibly get worse. My family got murdered.
AKA 2020.
Yeah.
No shit. Thanks a lot, Frank. God damn.
My family got murdered, and then I became I became the right hand of the devil. But wait, there's more.
Herald
Then I
of Galactus.
Then I became the Herald of Galactus, and I became the right hand of Thanos. What could go wrong after that? Everything. The answer is everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
All
I
right.
love this issue. It's great.
All right, so we're gonna get right into our new visual mode here.
Sure.
For-
And also, I don't know if you guys have it, but my version doesn't have like a recap of what we have previously dove into. Like, a
Oh,
quick
real? Oh, yeah. Because you
synopsis
have like
recap.
you have the one the trade, right?
Yeah, so it literally is just issue into issue. There's like 1 or 2 pages for like additional art, and then
Yeah, we
Mine-
talked
mine-
about it last week.
Mine does, if you would like me to read it.
sure.
So they all start. All of these recaps start exactly the same.
Yes.
Frank Castle was a decorated Marine and an upstanding citizen. Blah blah blah. We read that last week. But I'll just skip to the next part. Then Frank died for real, but was unable to rest, knowing there was justice left to serve against the worst of the worst, Thanos himself. Traveling back in time, Frank planned to kill Thanos in his crib, but Frank couldn't do it, deciding instead to take Thanos to the land. Or I'm sorry. Take Thanos on the lam to try and raise him right. Of course, there are plenty of folks who aren't too happy with that plan. Sometimes I have to zoom in on my monitor because I legitimately could not read that word.
Understandable. Side note, before we really dive deep into the book, this is a bitchin' cover.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, wow. Lots of action going on. You have this modern Guardians of the Galaxy taking on Frank.
Juggerduck lives for a while.
Yeah.
For a while.
Well, what I was gonna say after I meant to say it right when we got done gushing over, doing a little jugger gushing.
Got a jugger. You've got a jugger gush.
I want to see more of this iteration of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, an alternate timeline thing. Yes, absolutely.
I want I like this. I mean, Cable's Cable.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally don't think that there's really too many things that you can do with that character. But I mean, Groot is Iron Groot. Okay, he's wearing an Iron Man suit that's made out of Groot.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Why would we not want to see more of that?
Or how that even came to be.
My favorite thing.
Go ahead.
Is when they're introduced, like when the narrator is introducing the characters, and I will read them when Frank is like, "Who are you guys again? We are the Guardians of the Galaxy. Juggerduck, a duck named Howard, in possession of the gem of Cyttorak."
Siderax or
Cyttorak.
Cyttorax, yeah.
Ducking unstoppable. That popped.
It got me.
That popped me this morning. I read this almost 6 o'clock this morning, and that popped me.
That probably should be the episode title, right? Ducking Unstoppable. Pretty good.
Captain Marvel, Kamala Khan, but in the future and all grown up. Now with added shield. Iron Groot, Rocket piloting a mech suit made out of his tree buddy. Shut up, you like it.
I mean, what's not to like?
Jubilee.
Yeah.
Enough said. And then it says, older man Cable, time traveling leader, too old for this shit.
I get too old for this shit.
I love. Again, let me just praise the writing, and I'm gonna go back real quick and talk about the credits for people who wrote and drew the book.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie Cates, writer of this story,
Killing it.
Home run.
Killing it.
and
Standing O from us.
Dylan Burnett, he was the artist, and Antonio Fabella, color artist, and the cover artists were Jeff Shaw and Antonio Fabella. As we said, we've loved every single cover of, and actually I do too. I love every single cover in this series.
Yeah,
the artwork
is
is
probably my favorite. I think.
Yes, this one's yeah. I mean, first of all, got my main man, Juggerduck, right there in the corner.
In an epic pose.
Epic pose. He's throwing down. Okay. You got Cable trying to wrangle up our hero, the Cosmic Ghost Rider. You got Captain Marvel back there with S.H.I.E.L.D. You got Iron Groot, and you got all these other dudes back there hanging out. Looks like they're fighting some goat rabbit thing.
We got a legitimate, we got a barroom brawl.
Yeah, we do. And no, the art in this is awesome. On page 4 or 3, page 3, I used that for last week's thumbnail. With our main man present. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this week if we call the episode Ducking Unstoppable. There's not that many pictures of Juggerduck. That's why I'm saying I'm championing this character. We need more Juggerduck, especially if it's written like this, because the writing in this is just impeccable. The book starts off with the Watcher, which
I thought you were going to say the writing is unduckable.
It is unduckable. Good. Yeah, please. Thank you. Yes, have some.
Yes, have some. Love that reference.
Is his name Uatu?
Yeah, Uatu the Watcher.
Make sure that's how I pronounce it. I am Uatu the Watcher, sworn never to interfere. It is my duty to observe and chronicle events of great cosmic importance. Behold, as I have been tasked with observing a time-displaced Frank Castle, who has inexplicably been infused with the cosmic powers of a herald of befitting a herald of Galactus, as well as the demonic fuel that drives all those known as Ghost Riders. And if that weren't enough, this brazen loon has now traveled back in time and taken the infant Thanos under his bony wing. Bony wing, I love that. In an attempt to change the course of history. It is, of course, a literal fool's errand, but even one as such, I must admit, it's quite a lot of fun to watch. And I love how he is sworn never to interfere. And yet there's a portion just a little while later where eventually he yells, and I'm going pages later. He goes, "Watch this baby," and he tosses baby Thanos. And he's like, ah!
Oh, the look on Frank's face is amazing after he's just like, did it.
But God damn it. Anyways, yeah, so now that we set the tables, Guardians are chasing down Frank and baby. And, she throws the shield. How she got that? I want to know how she got the shield.
That's another great question.
Again, like Tyler said, I want to know more about this iteration. What adventures have they gone on before they teamed up to travel back in time to stop this event from happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then
All
of course,
for it.
right? And then we get the introduction, we get the explanation. It's like, we came to stop you, and Frank says, "Oh, okay, cool, but listen, I would love to give you the baby, except I don't want to, and I don't care about your dumb future." And I mean, it's Malibu, right? The future can be changed. I can do this. I'm raising the kid, and that's all there is to it. And then he's looking, and then Captain Marvel, he's like, "What?" She goes, "Nothing changed. Your little speech, and we're all still here. He's going to turn evil, stupid." Right, I'm stupid. Because I'm the one that forgot about...
off.
Yeah, because I'm the one that forgot about the giant purple dude.
Huh?
And they get fucking... BAM! Fucking decimate. And I read that, and I'm like, oh no! Juggerduck is gone! No!
He gone.
By the power of Galactus, there is no more Juggerduck.
No. And Cable gets his arm blown off.
He was ducking stopped.
I know. And then he's like, thank you. Thanks, Gallon, you did it. Just like old times. Thank me not. Galactus will still kill this child. What? What kind of shit is that?
Brandon, let me ask you this real quick. Because it just so happens, and this may not be true for you, but do you read Frank Castle's voice in your head as the voice of Tommy Boy? Because I do.
I'm not going to be able to not do that now.
Chris Farley is the voice of Frank Castle as the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh,
man.
my God, that's great.
In my head canon.
All right, okay, just give me a minute. Oh, that's
So
funny.
I will not allow harm to befall the Herald of Galactus. The child will soon be held accountable for what it will become. No one shall deny Galactus' vengeance for killing Galactus. I forgot about that line. And then you got Cable. Slide. He's like, okay, just give me a minute there, okay. Cable's still alive, and for whatever reason. Hey, dude, you okay? Slide by one. And then he's gone. Slide by what? What do you suppose that meant? It means what it means. And there's fucking Cable. Giant.
Oh,
Holding
I
Galactus.
actually...
Now, hold on. Did he make Galactus small?
He made Galactus tiny.
I see. I thought he was giant, which is even funnier to me.
Yes, that super-sized Cable. I love it.
Because then, okay, so then he makes Galactus really tiny. He's like, unhand Galactus. It's because now he's really tiny. And he loads him into his grenade launcher. No, Galactus still has his vengeance. And boom! It fires him straight at Galactus shall return.
Oh, that's good.
What the shit was that? Did you just kill it? Pin particles wear off after a while. He'll be fine. That's not cool, man. Galactus never did anything to anyone.
I'm so glad that I brought this up.
Oh my no, dude. Yes. But so now, Cable's here to stop him. He's like, no. Take two, right? Now that he's out of the way, now I can try and stop you. And he comes back with a new team. Consisting of Cloak and Dagger.
Yep.
Who's that next to them?
That's Manga Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mangus?
Manga. Like Japanese
manga
anime
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh!
He was a part of Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, it's his mech suit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was not clear on that also. And then we've
I'll
got
double
the
check
Thing.
that on the wiki, but continue.
We've got the Thing, and looks like a powered up Gambit with a sick, and I'm talking sick, like daddy daycare mustache.
He looks extra French, dude.
my name is Remy. Ha ha.
I love.
Well, you can call me Gambit.
Croissant.
So Cable's back and he's got long hair because it took him a while to assemble a team.
Mm-hmm.
And he yells, "Guardians, kill that baby!" And he's like, "Yikes, that was brutal battle cry, guys!" As he's running away. Thanos, are we running again? This is different. This is strategic running away. It's like, what does that mean? It means I'm going to need a sitter.
Back to your favorite part, Brando.
Watch this, baby. To be fair, he is the watcher. And then, of course, so then, yeah, he just opens up and just lays waste to everybody. Causing...
Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's got the juice now.
He does.
He's got 3 heavy doses of the juice.
Okay, so it is officially the SPDR manga Spider-Man Penny Parker.
Okay.
And actually, I think a part of this version of the team, you don't see him till very last second, but Nightcrawler is also included. You see him in the background shot getting blown to smithereens.
Is he center stage there?
Yeah.
With the red cape?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so yeah, they all get blown to hell. Cable's still alive, slide by 10. Now he comes back with a new team. And then
looks like X-23.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Nightcrawler's in this one again.
Doctor Strange.
War Machine.
Yep. Where's War Machine?
War Machine is
that's the next panel.
Picture with the chains.
Next panel, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was looking at the one with Doctor Strange and X-23.
So that one has Nightcrawler. Yeah, Nate, you were on the one. We were on like different pages.
Okay, I see where we're at now. My bad.
So no, the one with the red cape, that's actually Gambit because he has a stick.
Yeah,
the next panel, there's
Yep.
Nightcrawler, just a silhouette because you see the tail.
Right.
And then you see X-23, what I assume is Doctor Strange.
Yep.
And then Cable impaled. He says slide by 20. And now we see a headless mustachioed Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
War Machine.
Yep.
Mr. Fantastic, it looks like. Top left.
Yep.
Moon Knight.
Rogue.
And Rogue on the right.
And who's getting torn in half?
Sabretooth right in the middle.
Sabretooth, yeah.
And each time, Cable keeps getting older and his beard keeps getting longer.
Slide by 30.
It comes in with the Hulk.
Spider-Man.
The
Ada Ray Bill.
Yep. Daredevil's there. A Sentinel.
Yeah, I didn't notice that till now.
Slide by 100.
This is the most incredible. I say this like every book that we read, but this is the most incredible fucking image I've ever seen in my life.
There are so many heroes in this picture.
Deadpool in the corner, you're giving the peace sign.
Yep.
Blade.
That's dope.
Wolverine. Who's the other X person?
Are we gonna say, is that Jean Grey? Is that the Phoenix?
I think it is.
Because I thought at first that it was like, okay, what X-Men character somehow became a rider?
Yeah.
Hold on.
But it makes more sense to me that that's Jean Grey as the Phoenix.
But you have Vision.
Because it looks like Jean Grey's head is just to the left.
Yeah, just
can confirm it's not Jean. She's not mentioned on this. The people that it could possibly be from the X-Men team, Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Okay.
Which is my guess. Kitty Pryde possibly, and Psylocke, which you see Psylocke up in the corner there.
So whose head is by Ghost Rider's feet?
Medusa from the the Inhumans. I don't know why I couldn't think of the fucking.
You have Captain America's plural, different shields.
Yep, I see those at the top.
What looks like another Hulk.
Well, U.S. Agent and
U.S.
Cap.
Agent. Yep. Hulkbuster, Storm,
Star-Lord,
Star-Lord. Man, I gotta zoom in.
Havoc.
Yeah, because Havoc's the one getting fucking annihilated right behind Frank.
Yep.
And then
Who's in the
Spidey.
background there? Can you see him? Like behind Star-Lord. That's a big zoom in.
Ooh, that's two. I can't really tell.
Yeah, they both got X's on their shoulders though.
So maybe that's Kitty Pryde and character. There's Wolf somewhere. Wolfsbane is there. I'm not sure who that is though. So I'm looking for a character I don't really know how to identify.
And then we have Spider-Man, Nova, and Iron Man.
Who's the guy above Frank with the samurai swords?
I don't know who that is. I'm not sure.
Right underneath Vision.
Yeah.
Because when I read this the other day,
I bet that's Wolfsbane.
Okay. When I read this the other day, I was doing what we're doing right now because I've my laptop's touchscreen, so I can zoom in.
Yeah.
Real far. And because I didn't notice that the Winter Soldier was in that upper panel with U.S. Agent and Cap until I zoomed in. Otherwise, I would have never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you zoom way in, his left arm is the Winter Soldier arm.
Yep.
Other names that are on here that we didn't discuss. You actually said Spider-Man. That's Spider-Woman.
Oh, okay.
See, I didn't notice.
We've also got somewhere in here, if you can spy her, Scarlet Witch.
Is that
Iron Fist?
Iron Fist is in the next panel. And
okay.
Scarlet Witch.
Oh,
Yeah,
so that's
Scarlet
the next
Witch.
panel over. Okay.
There's Hawkeye, or is that does she have the same code name?
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Okay.
So real quick, before we go ahead, the part of this collage where Frank's got Wolverine by his coif.
Yeah.
Whose skull is that with the antenna?
I know who that is, but I can't think of it.
Hold on, where are we at? In the big battle?
Yep, big battle.
Oh, that's Black Bolt, dude.
Black Bolt.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yep, duh.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I couldn't let that
Awesome panel. One of the best panels in the entire series.
Yep.
Yes.
All these heroes trying to bring down one dude.
Do you know what that also led to, though, right?
The
miniseries, the Cosmic Ghost Rider kills the Marvel Universe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which maybe we can get into at some point.
I'd vibe that real hard.
Yeah. And then, of course, Iron Fist takes him down.
Oh, I see Negasonic Warhead now if you zoom in.
On that panel?
Yeah, right below where Iron Fist is punching him in the face.
Okay, yeah.
That bottom panel, if you zoom in, if you look between the leg.
Nice eye.
What version of Spider-Man is that? Is that fucking Shang-Chi Spider-Man?
I don't know.
Is that Liu Kang Spider-Man? What do we got going on there?
Dude, he's pretty built too, man.
He's fucking jacked.
It almost could be Bane Spider-Man.
Yeah, is that fucking Spider-Bane?
Spider-Bane.
I wonder if that's Wolfsbane. Maybe that's... I'm looking it up.
Is that Jugger?
No.
Jugger Spider.
I don't know, dude. Jugger Spider. Jesus Christ.
Spider Duck.
Why am I not finding... I don't have an official on who the fuck that is. That is the Spider-Man.
Shang-Chi.
Spider-Bane. Spidey-Bane. Yeah, I don't know. They don't
I'm saying
have
it's
that.
fucking Spidey-Chi. And then in the panel following that, we've got She-Hulk and who's the other gal? What's our guesses here?
Magic. That's Magic. For sure.
And a much older Cable.
Mm-hmm.
Still. Yeah.
Looks like Odin now.
Yeah. I love that it goes to 15 minutes later. And then we see Frank is powered down. All these heroes are pretty much dead. except for Cable, and baby Thanos is beating him with his own arm.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Hey, what'd I tell you? No murder."
Enough of that.
No murder.
Stop it.
Slide by. Hey, no more sliding. Now you listen to me. You leave my kid alone, you hear? You hear me? And he's like, "You don't understand, Frank. The Thanos race, you don't know it, but he's worse. Oh, God, he's very much worse. Please, Frank, you have to..." He gets slammed. He just disintegrates.
Into only an eyeball.
He's like, "Oh, no way." And then there's grown-up Punisher Thanos. Thanos shows up wearing a Punisher shirt with armed to the teeth.
Hey, Dad. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can't tell me that isn't one of the most fucking dope images and dope cliffhangers ever.
Absolutely.
Sitting
Okay.
down, I had you couldn't have said, "Hey man, I'll give you $1 million if you guess this even remotely close." No investment from you whatsoever. I wouldn't take the bet. I wouldn't try and guess, because there's no way that I could guess that Thanos is going to become the fucking Punisher.
Do y'all remember last week when I was like, "Oh shit, I scrolled too far. Oops."
Yeah.
It was to this picture, and I was like, "Wait, how? How did they do it? I must know." So of course I read it, and I was just like, "This is incredible.
Yeah.
How are they doing it?" And you know what's even better? And obviously we're gonna get there, but like in the next book, there's a monologue that opens up the book, and it is one of the most well-written opening monologues in a comic I've read in probably like the past 10 years, easily. Like it's Negan level good, and that's a high territory to be in for me. But what do we think of this book 3, you guys? I was big in love. It was comedic, had some seriousness to it. We had some crazy amounts of deaths, a lot of appearances from many different characters across the the Marvel universe. Yeah, what do you guys think? I'm giving it a 4.
So like I've kind of decided that maybe when I start rating, and I don't know, I'm not sure how you guys feel because we're making this shit up as we go. I'm gonna kind of rate it on a scale of 3 tiers: artwork, writing, and then kind of like overall appeal. Like
Sure.
like you can put story
Readability.
readability. You can put twists or whatever. So on artwork, this thing gets a 5 from me.
Yes.
On writing, it gets a 5, and on the twist, it gets a 5. This book's a 5.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, I love that.
Now I feel like I under-reviewed it.
I really,
Continue.
really like that. What Brandon brought up about actually like categorizing why we give certain things certain scores.
Sure.
Because obviously I can say, it's a 4.5 and then talk for 45 minutes about each individual thing. But again, totally agree with you. Artwork, a 5, 5, 5, all the way across the board. This is my favorite issue in the series so far.
I should have let you guys go first because I thought I was going to oversell it, calling it a 5, and I underhyped it a 4.
No,
But I loved it. No, I really did. It was an amazing book for sure.
as
It's
typical.
memorable.
Yeah. Yes. Very memorable. But as typical, when you have a series, it's very rare. And I say this pretty early on as I'm joining you guys doing more reviews, to get a full blown 5 out of the gate with issue 1. Issue 1 is your groundwork. Just like when we did Cravens, and then I caught up on that. It was the same kind of thing where it was, it took a little bit to get to a good level like what we got here. And same thing with here. Issue 2 hit us, since this is only a 5, technically 6 issue thing. Issue 2 laid the groundwork and got us going, and then led us with that cliffhanger. We have another cliffhanger here, but it's action packed. The entire book is just so much stuff going on, so much ridiculous, so much over the top. It's funny and it's entertaining. The artwork is awesome. It goes from looking like super sharp and super detailed to looking absolutely ridiculous within like the next panel. like I haven't seen anything really quite like this, and I cannot wait for more of this, because when I think about some of my favorite comic books, they're a lot more serious in theme. This is not. Like, it has a serious overall arcing theme, which I like, and then we'll get to that eventually, maybe probably on the next episode. But the journey along the way is it gets damn near slapstick at some points, and it's what I didn't know that I needed. But what I really like is that we got the goofiness out of the way, straight up, to kind of hit it home with these last two parts, which we're only going to cover issue 4. We're going to do issue 5, and then the Thanos Legends?
Thanos Legacy 1.
Legacy number 1. Thanos Legacy number 1. So we'll go on, and we will go ahead in just a momento, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to figure out why that didn't load up with the... It's not loading up with the cover. Of course. Whatever. Boom. Oh, it loaded up with the cover. I'll be nar. Whatever.
Cool.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I actually kind of like the cover of this too. This is coming from like the dad in me.
Oh yeah.
With Frank with baby Thanos asleep when he's wrapped up.
And one last cameo by Juggerduck. Bottom right corner, baby.
Oh.
He's been quacked.
Moment of silence for Juggerduck.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Back to the Future.
It's true. Yeah, this book kicks right out of the gate with a much more serious Frank Castle.
Yes.
While a lot of the funny goofiness when you were reading him as Farley makes sense for what was happening before, I feel his inner monologue is just Frank's voice.
Yeah, like I agree with you 100% because they are so written like so differently comparatively. So
yeah. So I'll go ahead and read on this first panel here. It says, by and large, I'm not a man that is easily haunted. I've done my best to not let the things I've done crawl into my soul and twist me up. I don't dwell on the scum I've put down. I don't keep their unblinking faces in my head, but that don't mean I don't have regrets. A while back, a few million years from now, I found myself working as the black right hand of the Mad King Thanos. It's the worst damn thing I've ever done. It's why I'm doing this, stealing baby Thanos from his crib and all that. If I can change his destiny, then maybe there's hope for me too. But then that's the problem, right? If I'm a monster, if I'm truly damned, what the hell am I changing him into? Ugh. Fucking A. It just went from so funny and comical to just the air sucked out of the room and you're back to serious. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really dug it. Like I said, we got issue 2 and 2 and 3 really laid the groundwork for like the comedy and like allowed you to have fun and it just kind of kicks you right in the nuts here from the get-go, setting the stage for what's to come here.
And I love that he's just that Thanos is imminent. Like, we need to go. We've got stuff to do. I need to show you something, essentially, and has this portal opened up for him that he's walked through, which is very Thanos of him.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. But he's like, Thanos, this is just give me a second. Yeah, like he's a little taken aback too that Thanos is standing in front of him and baby Thanos. And then baby Thanos, just again, a little bit of comedy just sprinkled in. Who is this ugly man? And he's like, that's the version of you I raised from the future. Oh, yeah, sorry. And like, I love it. He just, baby Thanos just waltzes right up to big man Thanos and goes, are you a cosmic serial killer? He's like, no, little one. No, that's not me. Not anymore. What are you? I'm the Punisher. Oh, got me. I was just like, God damn, amazing. Officially calling himself the Punisher.
The next panel, Frank. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake. Thanos says, "We need to hurry, Father. The portal will not hold for much longer, and my time period is the only place we will be set." Yeah, sure. Let's go see whatever new godforsaken hell I've created this time. And then it's not what you would think at all.
No, it's sunshine, roses, and even wind turbines.
Man, what nice imagery where like they come through the portal
Yes.
and you see. I mean, it looks like utopia.
Yep.
And it's like, what is wrong with this? But wait, like Billy Mays always said, there's more.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
So I love that when they get there, Frank takes the helmet off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe Thanos takes it from him, possibly. Is that what we're seeing? Because he looks kind of shocked that it's happening.
He doesn't have the helmet on.
Yeah.
He had the fire on, and then it just, when he came in and saw it, he was stunned, and it just went out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what the fuck?
Because he hasn't had the helmet on the entire issue. Like the helmet came off during the fight.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, I missed it. Oh, yeah, I
Iron
did.
Fist fucking kerplowed it.
That's right.
But he's just stunned. And he's like, what the fuck? Thanos, this is beautiful. You did this? We did this. Together. It's a culmination of all our hard work, Father. I like to think that he's like very calm spoken when talking to him. And, you know, no crime, no predation, a place where families can feel safe. They can watch their children grow and blossom. This is our dream. This is our home.
Whack. Baby Thanos gets hit in the face by a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
And then eats it.
My kid would scream and run away.
Mm-hmm.
Just definitely afraid of butterflies. And he's like, for a second, you know, he's like, I knew there was hope. And then,
Father,
something you should know. And he takes him and shows him the grave. It says Castle with the Infinity. You know, kind of cool because it's that actually has like a little bit of meaning in there that could come into play in just a few minutes. Endless thing, you know, cycles. Yeah, like he goes on to say that they scoured the heavens and the earth to freed you from your curse, but it's a matter of no, stop. I don't want to know how I died. I just, was it good? My life? Did it matter? And what's awesome, look in that panel with Thanos right after he says that, and Thanos says, Father, you have taught me everything I know. It is my greatest honor to have. But if you look behind him in the corner,
smoke,
and wait, what is that? Father, wait, is that smoke? Oh my God, what? And off the edge of this paradise cliff is what seems to be the remnants of New York. In shambles, with blimps flying all around, with Punisher skulls, Liberty and Penance, with a big, large building in the background with a Punisher skull, and there's a huge statue of Thanos doing like that same pose that he did right when he first met him and said, I'm the Punisher. And then in the background, there's another statue of Frank Castle.
Oh, I didn't notice that the first time.
It's Frank.
Amazing.
Doing the same pose. And it's an entire city in shambles and ruins. Below Thanos, you can see the ruins of like the Statue of Liberty. What have you done? Frank asks. Thanos, what is this? Yes, this. Those people, they didn't want the peace we brought them. They wanted crime, murder, injustice, hate. It couldn't be allowed to spread. So I separated them, casted them out into the... It was a merciful thing to do, yes. This is where Cable and his little rebellion spawled from. My microcenturies have been effective in the past at quelling these insurgencies that rise up from the camps, but somehow this one slipped. Camps? I love that. He's like in shock. This isn't right. This is insane. Okay, so this entire book so far has been him acting very devil-may care. Who, blah, whatever. Yeah, this, whatever. And now it's like, draw the line. This is Frank Castle speaking. Not Ghost Rider, not right hand of Thanos, not
Herald of Galactus.
Herald of Galactus. This is, peel that back. This is the man, Frank Castle, who has a set of morals to his code, right? Like, no. Right? Like, for all the things he says, like, I have been this, I have been that. At his core, this part of him still exists. It's like, this is not what I do. This is not what I want. You're making them suffer. You're torturing them. I'm punishing them.
Oof.
Yeah, this is wrong. I love these next two. I love it. It's like, you're leaving those people to die out there. Baby Thanos pipes in. Why is it wrong? You were going to leave an entire planet to die when the purple giant came to eat them. You said killing them was bad, but it was okay to leave them. There's a difference between killing people and letting them die. How? Wait. Damn it. How did I end up surrounded by two of you? Again. Because this is our destiny, Father. We have both been chosen as instruments. No, don't say that. He gets all fired up, literally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love that they brought that back. Like, they're bringing back from issue 2 when he was like, they're going to die. I don't care, you know? And it kind of comes back to bite him, because this whole time has been about he's trying to show baby Thanos, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. I mean, you can do that. But then he's not realizing what he's telling him and what's sinking in.
Or the fact that he just watched him kill a majority of the Marvel characters.
Yep. Yeah, that too, right?
And just like burns into him. Whoa.
No, it's absolute fantastic. It's like there's no such thing as destiny. We can change things, Thanos. We don't have to be whatever we become. What would you have raised? What would you have me do? You raised me not to kill, and yet we cannot allow these people to intermingle with the good. They will never accept the life we have given them. They are incapable of peace. They can never be redeemed. And what I like is that I like when they, like his tone of voice, they do the different bubble when he's like Super Saiyan Ghost Rider, you know?
Yeah.
And so we have the confrontation. It's like they deserve the chance to be forgiven. Like we just can't dole out death sentences because people don't fall in line. Mm-hmm. Like, you'll forgive me if that falls a touch hollow coming from your mouth, Father. Like, that is not who I am. I love this next revelation, by the way.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that.
Oh, talk about it, TY.
It's just like the imagery of, you know, Frank basically, like, he's almost begging adult Thanos to stop because he's ashamed of seeing something that he directly created.
Yes.
And, you know, Thanos is trying to adult Thanos is trying to, he's trying to justify it in a way that, like, you know, like most terrible people do. Like, he has good intentions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, that's one of the things that sets the character of the Punisher aside from just a murderous vigilante. Like Frank Castle doesn't need to justify it. He is killing to kill bad people. He's not saying that it's in no way does Frank Castle ever say, well, yeah, it's real good that I kill these bad folks. He's just killing bad folks. He doesn't care. He's not going to try and justify it to you that it's good. But in the next panel, you know, in my mind, as I'm reading this, I imagine that Thanos is still talking and Frank turns and sees the cabin with him and his wife alive on it. Thanos is still talking in the background in my mind. And it's just totally like it's almost a freeze frame. You can't hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Tunnel vision.
It's muffled.
Yes.
It's just,
The silence is deafening almost because it's
Mhm.
not silence, but everything is just like wow, you know.
And then Frank gets fucking pissed.
Oh yeah, he does.
what I like though is that how they explained, you know, I mean, Frank went back in time all the way to Thanos' birth. You know, I mean, he was about what 2 years old, but how many years prior to that, you know, until the Frank Castle we know would be coming around and become the Punisher.
And changing the past doesn't change the future.
Only it kind of did.
It did, yeah, it totally did.
But when we left Titan, we settled back here on Earth. You raised me, Frank. And in this time, when the men came to kill your family, I stopped them.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that for a second. He looks at him, and then he just gets fired up. It's like, this isn't... This was getting me going. I couldn't stop reading, like, to wait for next week after this. Like, This isn't real. No, it's not real. Like, Dad, it's not me. That's not my wife. None of this. Why are you saying this? Because if she's still here, if she's still alive, why did all this still happen? Why is he there? Why does he allow you to do this? His life is perfect, and he still ends up working for you? No, this can't be. Because people don't change. Because this is who you were all along. No, that's not true. It was you. You made me do this. I love how he just starts unraveling at this point, because Thanos is kind of true. You know, like what he's saying is kind of true. You know, like, you know, Frank said it, or you know, what Thanos said is true, and Frank admitted it. You know, I'm a monster. I become a monster, but in a way, deep down, I had this capability all along. It only took the right set of circumstances to awaken it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he picks up the baby Thanos and holds the gun right to him. It's like, you will not turn me into a kind of monster, not again. Thanos unleashes. What I love also, this line, I am not your father. This ends now, Thanos. I'm going to do now what I should have done. And Thanos strikes him with his...
He got caught in the diatribe.
Yep. You forget who you threaten, old man. Backhands him. This didn't have to be this way. We could have ruled the world together. But worry not, Father. There's still a place for you here. As my herald.
Ooh. And he's right back to where he started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this episode was really good. This issue, it was really good, and it really set it set the stage for the fifth and in the final confrontation between Frank and Thanos.
Well, Thanos is such an imposing figure. Like, you know, we spent the entire last issue watching Cosmic Ghost Rider just annihilate everybody.
Yeah,
you know, the whole I mean, between like Nova and Captain Marvel and the Hulk and of course our main man Juggerduck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quack. But like
not even the quackening could stop.
Not even the quackening. Right. and then like especially with this last image of Thanos just standing over top of, you know, basically a cowering and totally defeated Frank Castle. Like, how could you not be defeated against that?
Yeah.
You know,
It doesn't, I mean, Jugger Duck, quacks skulls for a living, and it just couldn't.
Quacking skulls.
God, remember we were talking last week about the Mighty Ducks TV show.
Yeah.
Like the whole Mighty Ducks franchise really fucked up when they didn't trademark Jugger Duck.
I know.
They could still be relevant.
What did you guys give it?
It's not going to rate as high as the last one because the last one was such a peak. I'm going to give the art like a 4.5 because that panel, which may end up being like the thumbnail if I can find a good picture of it, the paradise, the utopia is so well done.
Clip.
And then the utter dichotomy of that, the exact opposite, the yin and yang of that dilapidated just mess of Iron Rule. It makes you think about that skull a little bit differently. And you know what? I get really angry sometimes. I try not to let myself, get too impassioned. Try to be very passive. But I know that skull has been used for a lot of things that people don't know what that skull represents. It's been adopted, so to speak, in pop culture. And what they don't realize is that what that skull it means the exact opposite of what you're trying to make it mean. Quite literally, Frank Castle would probably kill the people who back the movement of what that skull represents for being corrupt. And to see it here and using an Iron Rule, it's like, wow. It's very visually striking. So art's a 4.5. Story, I'm going to stick it with a 4. And probably the overall will be a good 4. So, on average, 4 on this one for me.
TY, my brother.
I'm gonna give it a 5 for the art because I just the way, like, you can feel like when I'm trying to articulate when emotion is, when I should be reading and interpreting emotion in these panels, I can totally ignore the dialogue and still feel it. So I'm gonna give it a 5 for art.
It's awesome how they're able to add inflection and emotion to Frank's skull face. That's really well done because there's not much to work with there.
Right. It's just a skull.
Flaming skull. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a flaming skull. But yeah, definitely 5 for the art. I think a 4 for the story is very fair. I mean, you could probably rate it a little higher because of the twist and then to leave on another cliffhanger like that. But I think a 4 is really, really fair. And
I felt like the cliffhanger wasn't it wasn't the cliffhanger that made me wanted to read the next one. It was the build, because I feel like it's not so much of a cliffhanger as a build up to like a standoff, and that's
fair.
That's what you get at the end of that. Whereas like the last 2 issues, I keep saying episodes for some reason, but the last 2 issues was like, bam, Guardians, bam, Punisher, Thanos. It's like, it was something shocking more so than it was like shock factor than like him saying Herald again. We're like, oh, here we go. We're gonna like, if you already know this is a 5-issue series, we're about ready to throw down.
Get to the final confrontation for sure.
But yeah, overall, I would say 4 or 4.5 is definitely more than fair. I'll say this again. I said it last week that, when I said, hey, let's read Cosmic Ghost Rider, I never in a million years thought that, that I would like fall in love with the series or with the character or this version of the character. But I for sure didn't think that we were all going to fucking love it.
It's a sleeper. It's a real sleeper hit. And everybody don't sleep on this. You know,
no
I definitely,
ducking
yeah,
around.
yeah, no, yeah. I definitely want to try and find this and own this because I like it that much. I thought it was. I think
I have
it's
almost
great.
all of it.
Whether or not whether or not I find the trade, in fact, if it's got that other one, I might just go for the trade. That way, it's all together. But,
there you go.
But I love the artwork for the cover arts too. So it's like, and I don't think it's like too expensive to track them down either.
No, they're
point.
very cheap.
So
To me, this book, I feel like I have to overcompensate for my other review for the last book because I loved book 3 and I thought I was overhyping it. And you guys were going to be like, it's a 4.2. It was only decent. So I was
It's
like,
a
I
straight
should,
turd, bro.
you know, I didn't want to be the guy that like fucking overhyped it and was jerking off fucking Juggerduck, jerking that Jugger dick. There, I used it real time. There you go.
That Duggar chick.
Yeah, that's a weird one too, but I'll never make that mistake again. God,
Shit.
blah, 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 blah. But ultimately, I think that the art was amazing. This book had some interesting twists to it. You know, you do see the utopian cliffs, the cliffs of Utopia, and the reality of what Thanos has created. The reality that a version of Frank is still alive is pretty interesting. So all in all, like 4.5 for sure. I'm gonna just correct my not giving book 3 a 5 and only giving it a 4. Instead of giving this one a 5, I'll just give this one a 4.5 and call it reasonable.
I think 4 middle of the road 4.5
Mm-hmm.
is more than fair. It's just solid. They laid solid groundwork in the first issue, and then they just keep going up the peak. And we're almost to the very top. And I can't wait. I'm sad that we're gonna finish this next week, but hopefully we get to do more of it.
Yeah, down the line, we're definitely going to come back and do some more in this world because this,
especially if Juggerduck #1 comes out.
I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you.
I have got my formal letter typed up for 2 Donny Cates already. So whenever you guys are ready, I just need you guys to put your hand cacks on there.
Okay.
Your hand quacks.
My hand quacks.
That's funny. But yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here. And finishing this series is going to be bittersweet because it is shockingly good and a surprise for us for sure. To me, this story is in a lot of ways more captivating than the Spider-Man story that TY and I were reading, mainly because it actually has a finality. There's going to be some sort of finish to it. It's not just this like you started getting your dick jerked and then she just walks away and never comes back. She literally walks out of the house.
Walk away, just disappears.
Just disappears. Yeah. Like Carol Baskin's husband.
Oh shit.
Oops.
He in the swamp.
Yeah, he's probably in the swamp for sure. Who also would probably be involved in swamp life would be the one and the only Poison Ivy. And I sent you guys a thing the other day, and I just want to touch on this a little bit because I thought it was really funny. Somebody on Twitter put this, and I loved it. It says, Poison Ivy as a villain is so funny. She's just killing billionaires trying to kill the environment. I think we should let her. And then the follow-up to that tweet was, drugs. She also probably selling the best weed in Gotham, so we should let her do that too. I mean, listen, okay, so on vacation I experienced a dispensary again, which was nice, and I got I sent you guys a picture of something I got from there, and it was a massive gigantic bud that I wish Poison Ivy would have grown. Because that shit made my dick harder than Common Core math. I was like, whoa, that is a giant bud. Holy shit. Like, I can't even believe it. But all in all, I think that, talking about this little thing as a joke, really, that does bring up a great debate. Is Poison Ivy actually a villain? Because she has altruistic reasons, but is she that bad?
Well, is
I know it's tough.
If she is only attacking people who damage the environment.
Yeah.
She fights Bruce Wayne because he's a billionaire too. So is Bruce Wayne the true villain of the Poison Ivy stories?
You've now turned the story on its head.
That's why I was trying. It took me a second. I was in the middle of having a stroke.
Tyler was still loading.
Bruce Wayne.
Speaking of stuff with empowering women, this is unrelated, but have you guys heard the song "WAP" from Cardi B?
Fuck yeah, it slaps.
I haven't heard WAP. I know what it's about. I know about this ridiculous Ben Shapiro shit.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. He is the look. We all here, right?
The memes that have come out of that are amazing.
All of us here can admit to being dorks. We're all dorks.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a fucking dork. This is coming from a dork. He's a dork. He in the most white voice imaginable.
My name's Ben Shapiro.
He read the lyrics live on air. He's like,
I wear a
he's
yarmulke.
Like, there's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
He says P word.
Effing with that wet a P word. P word as in
Wet a P word.
as in genitalia. So in the video, so like after I heard that, I had to go watch the video, which the video itself is absolutely hilarious.
It's incredible.
But it's also the edited version for the lyrics, so it's even funnier. So instead of wet ass pussy, like the song, it's wet and gushy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this was a tweet from Cardi B, or at least I assume because it's the internet and everything can be faked. It's hard to tell, and I don't feel like doing the homework right now, so bite me. In the video, Kylie Jenner's in it for no reason. She just walks down she's in the very revealing top or just outfit, walking down like a hallway, and the song almost kind of stops just for that moment, for you to take it in. And Cardi B tweeted this: "My song WAP was meant to empower women, and I wanted the video to reflect that by including women of all races, backgrounds, types, and talents. Kylie was there because I felt it was important to have someone representing women with no talent." Pew pew.
Ouch.
Pew pew.
Guns fired.
I'm like, all right, man. All right. Anyway, no. Just that song is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have one feeling the other way about it. Ben Shapiro's like, he wants to ban pornography, so I can see why he doesn't like it. He's probably he probably doesn't like that because he doesn't want his wife to hear it and hear how other women are being pleased in a manner of which he cannot do.
Please tell me you saw what he said about that too, about how he's never experienced his wife having a quote wet AP, and
his wife said that she's got a medical condition, probably a yeast infection, or women who have that have a
correct. Not in my experience, but okay.
So what they're saying is that women who get aroused have a condition.
Correct.
So in other words, she's just never aroused, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is where we've gone. Journey into Comics 309. we did the big part. We did the whole Jugger Duck and hashtag and baby Thanos, Punisher, Thanos. We did all that stuff, and now we've arrived. We have arrived at the full
at our pit stop,
at the crux of the episode here, as we're talking about medical conditions and just WAP. So, I mean, we can move on now, and that's fine. But there's a part of me, just a part of me, that wants to dive a little deeper into this.
You want to dive deeper into WAP? That's amazing.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was good. That was amazing. There are some.
What else is on the docket today, Nate?
Well, we've got MCU news and we've got video game news. Where shall we divert our attention first? Actually, I know how to do this.
Oh, I was going to flip the coin.
Oh, well, then flip the coin there, Two-Face.
Heads.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, there was that one thing you sent us. Was that written by a bot?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to read
Yes, it
that
was
before we
written by
move
Wyatt.
on? Because that about broke me today. I was
Yeah.
Please note that I was like fuming in anger, and this kind of got me out of it for a little bit.
Okay.
So we've read this before. We read this on Podcastrophe. We read it on JIC in the past too, and it's scripts as if written by an AI bot, right? So I assume they took the Batman comics or scripts and just threw them into a bot, and
they made the bot watch 10,000 hours of Batman and had it write a movie.
Batman interior, traditional Batcave. Batman stands next to his Batmobile using his Bat computer. He's sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all-time orphan. Batman says,
"Oh, it's got me.
This is now a safe city. I have punched a penguin into prison." Alfred, Batman's loyal battler, carries a tray of goth ham. Alfred says, "Eat a dinner, mattress Wayne." Mattress. An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown but insane. Two-Face is a man but attorney. Batman says, "No, it is Two-Face and One-Face. They hate me for being a bat." Batman throws Alfred at Two-Face. He picks him up and chucks him. Two-Face flips Alfred like a coin. Alfred lands heads up, which just means Two-Face goes home. That's it for me, guys. Thanks. Batman. It's just you and I, the Joker. Bat versus clown, moral enemies. The Joker says, "I am such a freak. Society is bad. You drink water, I drink anarchy." That is like such a literal. Batman says, "I drink bats, just like a bat would." Batman looks around for his parents, but they are still dead. This makes him have anger. He fires a bat rocket. The Joker deflects it with his sixth sense of humor. A clownly power. The Joker says, "I have never followed a rule. That is my rule. Do you follow? I don't." "Alfred, give birth to Robin," says Batman. Alfred begins the process since it is his job. The Joker now has a present in his hand. He juggles it over to Batman. "Happy Bat Day, Birthman," says the Joker. Batman opens the present since he's a good guy. It contains a coupon for new parents, but it's expired. This is a Joker joke. That last part got me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Coupon for new parents, but it is expired.
God damn.
I Drink Anarchy also is up on the table for episode title because it's pretty good.
The Battler.
The Battler. Mattress Wayne.
I like it when Alfred gives birth to Robin.
He starts the birthing process because it's his job.
It is his job.
Here's some goth ham.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
To follow into that, though, Brando.
Yeah, we can go right into the DC stuff.
They released the DC FanDome schedule.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm going to
haven't
just
seen it yet.
read it just straight up and down. And I'm going to explain. So the way it's going to work is the hub on the website will have multiple different things. You're going to have Hall of Heroes, Watchverse. There is also, I thought there was a third one, but it only looks like Hall of Heroes and Watchverse are the two different rooms that'll be having stuff. So I'm going to read off the times and kind of what's going on. Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time, this is for the 22nd of August. For 24 straight hours, we're going to get stuff for DC. So the first panel at noon or 1 o'clock Eastern time is Wonder Woman 84. Panel with Gal Gadot, Pine, Wig, Pascal, and Jenkins. Those are all people involved in it. That's going to be on the Hall of Heroes. At the same exact time on the Watchverse app, or Watchverse part of the app, the Flash TV series panel will be happening. At 1:30, we're going to have a Warner Brothers Montreal game announcement in the Hall of Heroes. At 1:45, a Black Lightning TV panel with the cast. At 2:45, the Flash panels with Ezra Miller and I think the director Machete in the Hall of Heroes. At 3 o'clock, the Suicide Squad panel with cast and director James Gunn. 3 o'clock, Legends of Tomorrow panel in the Watchverse. 4:15, Doom Patrol panel with cast. 5 o'clock, surprise DC Comics panel. At 5:45, and here's where we get a little bit of a headline, the Snyder Cut of Justice League panel with Zack Snyder. Is that going to officially be what the movie is called? The Snyder Cut of Justice League? Possibly. 6 o'clock, the Black Adam panel with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and surprises in the Hall of Heroes. Hopefully it's not a This Is Your Life segment, Rock. At 6:45, title to be announced, possibly a new movie in the Hall of Heroes. They haven't announced it yet. 7 o'clock, Aquaman panel with James Wan and Patrick Wilson in the Hall of Heroes, possibly teasing Aquaman 2. 7:15 Eastern, Superman Man of Tomorrow world premiere on the Watchverse. 7:30 Shazam panel with Zachary Levi and more. 8 o'clock, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game panel in the Hall of Heroes. That's another headline that we're going to be talking about just here in a second. The Lucifer panel with directors and producers in the Watchverse. 9:30, that's at 8 o'clock. 9:30, the Batman panel with Matt Reeves and surprises. Hall of Heroes. 9:45, Stargirl panel with cast Jeff Johns on the Watchverse. Then Batwoman at 10:30 on the Watchverse. 11:15 on the Watchverse is Harley Quinn, featuring almost all the voice actors. And the final one will be at 1:30 a.m. Batman 3 Jokers panel with Johns and Fabik. So, and there are more U-verses. I was right. So you've got those main two, the Hall of Heroes and the Watchverse. Then the U-verse, which is the DC U-verse, where fans are the stars, see the most amazing fan art, cosplay, user-generated content from around the world. Insiderverse goes behind the scenes on the legendary Warner Brothers Studios lot with the master artisans who bring DC to life in all its forms, from comic books, games, TVs, movies, theme parks, and consumer products and more. They've also got the Funverse, which is where you can share your DC fandom, explore every corner of this immersive and interactive space where you can access free digital comic books, buy exclusive products and collectibles through our key partners, strike a pose at our selfie station, and more. And they've also got the DC Kids FanDome area on the site as well. So pretty massive thing happening for DC fandom here in a few short days. A little over a week.
Absolutely. And that is like 1 week. That's on next Saturday.
Yes, it is.
All next Saturday? Or is it some?
Yes, it is. All next Saturday, I'm pretty sure.
So I'm certain we're probably going to try and record on Sunday then, so we can try and cover all the monstrosity of news.
And I mean, there's going to be a lot. Let's just be real. Just the two. Okay, so there's really three things that kind of piqued people's interest. Here are the two things that we're going to talk about in tandem. Obviously, the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Will that be the title? I want your guys' thoughts and opinions. You also had the news we're getting a new Rocksteady game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Mm-hmm. And then here was something that isn't on the schedule. You wouldn't have seen it unless you were following different various websites that have covered it now. Did you guys see the Green Lantern thing that popped?
No.
So they teased on one of the DC fandom sites something about Green Lantern, and only 9 days until fandom. And do you know who tweeted back? HBO Max, saying, "Let the speculation begin in my head of what's coming that is Green Lantern related." So will we be getting an official announcement of Lantern Corps for HBO Max as a new series? Possibly.
Be pretty dope.
Yeah, it would be. I could see a lot of really cool possibilities utilizing HBO Max, simply because it can be a new avenue, whether that be just for shows or also for some film projects, because it's under Turner Media, but it's also like just outside the Warner Brother bubble. And they also was like, since everything is all housed and owned, they can have access to a lot of cool, like, different properties. So
yes,
DC,
absolutely.
DC and otherwise, you can do some really cool new stuff.
So now let's pivot on our head while we're still in the DC zone here. What are your guys' thoughts on this Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game?
I'm interested to see what it entails and how many characters you play as. Because obviously, if it's a Suicide Squad game, you're going to imagine that you're going to be playing as more than one character or have the option to. And then, of course, like I assume Deadshot's in it because of this crosshairs on Superman logo. But what other characters involved? Are they going to base it more off of like what Rocksteady did with Arkham? They took aspects from the movies, from the comics, from the animated show. Like I hope they do the same thing here, where they pick a group of characters and they don't just like, well, this is from the show or this is from the movie. They just kind of make their own version of a verse, and hopefully, it's set within the Arkham verse. It doesn't have to be. It can be the new one if they want to. It might be easier for them to do that because then you would have to be like, well, it's got to be set before Batman went all crazy Scarecrow Batman and Arkham Knight, or like we're gonna kill crazy Scarecrow Batman because that's what he's doing now, and everyone knows he's Bruce Wayne. But is this crazy Scarecrow Batman? Is he Bruce? Maybe an all new one is more interesting. But in 1 week we'll find out for sure.
Yeah, we'll have our answers really soon. And then, of course, the other thing to talk about in the announcement of the schedule was the Snyder cut of Justice League. I meant to bring it up last week that they're actually having legal issues calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
So this is what seems to be the solution to that, the Snyder cut of Justice League.
And that's okay because you have the Donner cut of Superman 2.
Yep.
Same diff. So I have no issues at all marketing it as Snyder Cut Justice League or Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
I would name it something entirely different.
And you know what, that would be a good idea as well.
Just to say, you know what, you made a mockery of the movie I was trying to make. I'm not even going to associate with that awful product. I'm gonna name it the Juggernaut Chronicles or something.
Man.
But especially over the last couple of weeks, as much contention as there is, and all the stuff that we've talked.
Oh, Ray
talked
Fisher
about
had a
with
new thing
with Josh Whedon and the Ray Fisher stuff. That's what I was going to bring up. But
did you hear about the new thing that he said?
No,
I got to look it up on Twitter. So
I'll let Brandon pull it up. But with all the stuff like the drama until the Snyder Cut comes out, the drama surrounding and involving this is just going to continue to multiply. It's like fucking Mogwai after midnight. You don't get them wet, you don't fucking feed them, because if you do, you get gremlins, and we've got gremlins now.
Yeah. All right. So the tweet was 2 days ago, as we record this on Friday, the 14th.
14th.
During the LA reshoots for Justice League, Jeff Johns summoned me to his office to belittle and admonish my agent's attempt to take grievances up the proper chain of command. He then made a thinly veiled threat to my career. This behavior cannot continue.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I just feel like there's a lot of air that's going to be cleared once the Snyder Cut is out. Like, I feel like that's when the doors of this story really are going to blow open after that movie is out. And Ray Fisher's like, well, I'm never going to be Cyborg again, probably. So I'm just going to lay it all out there. And maybe he will be Cyborg again with how well it does. Who knows? We're obviously still probably about 10 months away from seeing the Snyder Cut. And we probably will see a very nice trailer of some sort at FanDome, actually. So
I'm excited because he released a sneak, like a picture of him cutting the trailer together, and working on it. So,
oh yeah,
at least a tease with some new footage that we haven't seen, and of course, I mean, we have to remember that the version of the film that we got was an amalgamation of different things, and so we are going to see footage and whole pieces of the film that we've already seen. But the whole framework is going to be a little bit different, and I'm excited for that.
For sure. I tell you, we're talking about possibly the Snyder Cut of Justice League. That is something that's been named. Something else has possibly been named. We may now know what the next Spider-Man movie is going to be called. and they are sticking with a home theme. Have you
Yeah.
guys seen this?
Homesick.
Yeah, Spider-Man Homesick, which makes perfect sense considering the circumstances surrounding Peter Parker just returning home only to be outed as the Spider-Man and probably have to go on the run for a time because, you can't really just be yourself without people fucking with you.
That's why I like the home run thing, though. And then you
Would
can,
have also worked, yeah.
and then you like run home, Peter, run home, Peter. And then they like realize that they're backwards and they got to like switch around. Home run, Peter, home run. Okay, hook reference. I love that movie.
Oh, I see what you did there. Nice. Sliding the hook
Yeah,
reference.
it was Robin Williams' birthday the other day, and so a lot of people online were tipping their hat to the awesome career of Robin Williams, and that horrible disease that he was battling that ended up taking his life.
Yeah, man. Oh, big sad there. I will say there's some more with the Spider-Man story I do want to throw out there. With the title rumored to be revealed, they've also possibly revealed both villains that are going to be involved with this, which Scorpion, no real surprise. The guy who was in Breaking Bad is probably going to be playing Scorpion and continuing his role from Homecoming.
Okay.
He's in the prison. He's got the tattoo on his neck. He interacts with Keaton. We also have seen him possibly interact with Morbius now.
Yeah, when's Morbius coming out now? Do we know?
I'm gonna guess next year. It would have to be, unless they decide to come out October of this year. That would be an interesting play, but I don't see it happening. And then of course, Joel Kinnaman has actually been eyed to possibly be playing Kraven the Hunter, who would be the other villain of the movie. Which, of course, how amazing! Homesick, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he is on the run from literally being hunted by Kraven. How badass.
Morbius, March 18th, 2000.
Oh, so it only bumped it a couple months.
Yeah.
It's not going to be New Mutants Part 2.
No, hopefully not.
Which still may not have a release date. And also with Mulan now officially coming to Disney Plus for a $30 price tag, it looks possible that we will get Black Widow as well, which could change the game. Listen, think about the amount of subscribers, and this household, we probably would pay the $30 once. We're going to spend $40 to $50 to go to the theater if we did, and that's minus concessions. The concessions it's $80-$90.
But that's kind of the issue for me here. Okay, I feel 30 is a bit steep.
Okay,
I think I would be tempted at a $20 price point. On a whim, on a weekend. Man, you know what? I do want to watch that this weekend. The issue is Black Widow's not that movie for me. I was only going to go see that movie for a date night to get out of the house to have somebody else watch the kids.
Sure.
Not that I am not interested, but I feel like it's a movie that should have been made, I don't know, 2 years ago.
Like this show had talked about 2 years ago, saying they need to make a Black Widow's movie and kill her off.
Well, the thing is that movie would have made so much more sense instead of a Captain Marvel movie. After Ant-Man, you do Black Widow movie, and it leads up into, because she has a much bigger role in Endgame, as in, she dies.
Her role was the biggest. She gave it all.
Yeah. They don't succeed without Black Widow.
I guess they shot a version of that actually had Barton die.
I like it better with her death.
I do too. I think it's
heartbreaking.
More yes.
And Captain Marvel brought nothing to that movie.
She was too new blood, and Tony references that, but she wasn't what they wanted her to be. I guess.
She's pointless for the movie, other than to be a big stopgap. In my opinion, Brando's opinion here, I'm not a Captain Marvel hater. I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't like it that much either. I felt like Captain Marvel is one of the few missteps they've had since they got on a roll. And the misstep is they bum rushed a character into Endgame without a real direction of who and what she is. Just to have her there. Whereas you could have taken that moment and given one character one more big moment against Thanos. Hulk. You want to
Would have been awesome.
You want to know how you get Hulk out of his, oh, I can't use my arm anymore.
Let him get punched once by Thanos.
And he loses his shit and he rages again. The whole movie, he's been this talking Hulk. Okay? That's what Wyatt calls him. Is that talking Hulk? You know?
Look at me. I'm wearing shirts now.
Yeah. So, like, no, that's fine. And I love that Hulk. I love it. But it would have made so much, like, it would have been a good bookend because you open both movies with him getting his ass kicked. And then him trying to stop Thanos and gets punched and knocked down. And then Hulk wakes the fuck up. And
spits his tooth out.
And loses his shit. And then you have Hulk go on a tear, just like Captain Marvel did, and fucking grabs that gauntlet. And fucking Hulk, fucking Thanos punches nothing, headbutt nothing. And he like, it's almost breaking his finger off. You're like, yes! And then Thanos takes that, Power Stone and hits him. I'm just saying. I'm just talking out my ass here. I'm just saying. I now that she is gone, to go back and tell that story, I'm just not that interested to go see it in theaters. If it's going to be like hyped up for the next MCU movie, it's not the next MCU movie I'm hyped up for. I'll watch it at home. I'm not going to pay $30 for it. I'll wait till it comes out, and then I'll wait until it's even cheaper.
So let me ask you this question: if, much like the Spider-Man game that came out a couple years ago, 2018, I do believe, that you weren't really sure, kind of on the fence about, is there anything they could tell you or any information you could glean about the Widow movie that would change your perception of, oh, I could just see it whenever, to I must watch it? Because I don't know that I'm a must watch it, but like, I'm deeply intrigued. I'm intrigued enough because I'm going, where the fuck does the story go from here? And how do you backpedal into a universe we already just finished off it's like dessert is over and they're like, hey, you want another piece of dessert? And you're like, no, I'm good, man. They're like, no, seriously, have this fucking cookie. And you're like, I don't know if I want the cookie. And they're like, trust us, you're going to like the cookie. I'm just hopeful that we do.
I don't know if the movie is really going to capture that. And if I feel like it's going to be a good movie. I'm not saying it won't be. But I don't think it's going to be the lead in to the new universe. I think it's going to be a little sprinkle of, ooh, we got more coming now. And then, just like Iron Man. Iron Man was an introduction, but it was like it ended with a sprinkle. And I think that's what we're going to have here. A good movie that kind of closes off that gap in between her character arc. And, well, while I do want to see that, I wanted to see it 2 years ago or, before Endgame. And
yeah, because that moment in Endgame would have been even more impactful, having a whole solo movie with her for sure.
Yeah,
and getting the gap.
And you're just getting into her, and all of a sudden you get gut punched with that, and it hits you even more. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I will say next time we're all together, which is going to be for JIC 310, I do want to talk about, I watch this channel on YouTube, New Rock Stars. They talk about a lot of nerd stuff. They just recently painstakingly went through and like watched every MCU movie so many times and like found every little tiny minute detail that everyone has ever missed ever. But then they also decided that, much like Star Wars has a machete order, there are some pretty amazing different orders of the MCU that you could watch. And like I said, probably next week we'll talk about those some, because I don't have any notes or it pulled up or planned or anything like that. We just kind of happened upon running into that. So but I don't really have anything else to add today, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to dive into before we duck out of here?
I'm good.
I think it's a bit about it, man. We read two more awesome comics, touched on a little bit about FanDome, talked about Qwap.
Decided we were going to not be homesick.
Yeah, well, I mean, homesick, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm sold on the homesick name.
What if what if that's all rumor and then they completely get away from the word home in the title? Is that okay as a fan for you guys?
I mean, the title really doesn't matter, but I don't see them doing that at this point. Now that they've done two and we know we're getting a third one, I see them just, it's home something.
Spider-Man homeless.
Can you imagine the whole movie was just him out there just like hanging out in the streets?
They're like, oh, you're one of those guys that acts like Spider-Man. He's like, no, I'm really fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Why are you holding a sign that says, give me change?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Will web sling for change?
I thought you were gonna say we'll whap for change.
Well,
I was like,
some girls do, and that's okay.
hey, sex work is real work too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
and Jugger Duck is real work.
Hey. All right, folks. Well, as always, you can check out the Journey into Comics podcast on all the amazing different platforms that you could possibly get podcasts. Just search Journey into Comics Network. Get us on Apple Music, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and many others. As I said, search Journey into Comics Network, and you'll check out all these awesome shows from an eclectic group of dude and dudettes who make crazy, fun podcasts for you guys. Anyways, I think that's it for this week, guys. Do you have anything else before we officially close the door on 309?
No, I'm it. Let's get the quack out of here.
All right. All right. Well, for JIC 309, I've been Nate.
I've been TY.
I've been Brando. Jugger Duck bringing that Qwap.
Oh, the quack. Oh, shit.
Maybe JIC 309 is bringing the Qwap.
Bringing the Qwap. All right. That's good for
All
me.
right, folks.
We're out.
Well, as always, pop your quaps back and fill your brains.
Oh, it continues.
Yes. See you guys later.